Hello YouTube, it's Dawn from Dawn, Ohio Sunny Gardeners. It's good to be back. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go through and do a quick run around the garden. I have not been in it for a few days. It has been raining, but everything looks amazing, and probably going to do some harvesting a little bit later, but let's go take a look. Alrighty, let's see. We have got a couple of these pickling cucumbers that are definitely ready, and I definitely right now am seeing some poop or something of some sort on here. It kind of looks like some hornworm poop, but they're not big enough, but the clusters, they look like the same kind of poop, so I don't know what that is. And underneath one of the, there are some ants or something that are on the bottom side of this leaf, and I have no idea what that is. So I'm gonna have to look into that. And this poor guy over here, he is not giving me any more pickling cucumbers. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not sure if blight can take place on anything or just tomatoes, so I'm gonna have to look into that too, because he is looking yellow and some of his leaves are dying. So I'm gonna have to pull him out, and maybe I've got plenty of time. I'm gonna plant another one in there. So alrighty, let's go in to the garden. And looky there, all of my carrots loved the rain as well. Look at my blanket. Can you see my blanket? I did some seeds yesterday before it rained, and of carrots, and they're so tiny that I didn't want them to wash away. So an easy tip, either a board or something to lay on top of them. With the carrots that I have already done, these carrots I actually did before the rain, my first set, and I have carrots that are over in my onions and are over in the kohlrabi. So a little tip, there's my little blanket. I covered them up so they wouldn't get washed away by the rain. And back over here, let me tell you, some of these weeds are getting for the video. There are some onions that I think are getting ready. I did harvest a few days before the rain. And there's my husband calling our dog Millie. She is in the garden with me right now. So there you have it. My onions are looking really, really good. Look at the kohlrabi, because this stuff I have never had before, and it looks like, since it's cooled off some, that I'm gonna have some, yep, I've got some bulbs starting in there. I've never had kohlrabi, but the leaves were attacked by the worms, and just like my cabbage over here, I've got a couple that are ready to be harvested, but the worms also got to some of those. So I'm gonna get those tonight as well. And I've got more cauliflower that I have planted over here. So I've got those all harvested, and I'm gonna pickle the next batch. I'm gonna pickle with some carrots maybe. But there's that. The potatoes were actually in here, and if you see, look at this guy. That is a leftover, so I must have missed a potato, because that is definitely a nice looking potato plant. And then over by my zinnias, there is another one. So I definitely missed a few potatoes, so we're gonna get those out of the ground because I did plant last night along with the carrots. I planted some beans over here, and the reason I planted the beans over here is because potatoes have a lot of nitrogen in them, and beans love nitrogen as well to help them. So I decided to put my beans in there after my potatoes, and then as well I have my little side crop of carrots that I put my little blanket over. And this area, I do not know what I'm going to put in here next. So if throughout the video, if you see something that I don't have in the garden that you'd like to see me grow, let me know. It's something that has to be grown from July on, so maybe a cold hardy crop. But there is a little bit of the potatoes that I need to harvest there as well. So now we are going to head to the first raised bed of tomatoes. I have 12 Rios, and those are determinate, so I am using the Wimpy tomato cages for those, and they're doing really well. I was debatable because a lot of people have said they do nothing, absolutely nothing for them. Well, the indeterminates I knew better not to use those for, because obviously they grow up and indeterminately, while the determinate tomatoes have a determinate height. So on one of my plants, I have a cluster of like 8 of them together, so I'm super excited about that. But the rings are holding up. Uh-oh, the rings are holding up. Let's see. I definitely have a worm to hunt for. I had 3 that I found in my indeterminate part of the garden, and I picked those, and I haven't seen any since. So it looks like we've got another hornworm in pursuit, so I'll have to find him later. And let's see, I've got a couple Brussels sprouts that are here. They're not doing as well as my other 3 plants, but they're hanging in there. The worms got to those also. Over here on my, let me tell you, this pallet trellis that I have seen, I don't know if I just didn't get them on there or off to a right start, but I've heard that they are great trellises, and my butternut squash is what I have planted over here, and as you can see, they are definitely going wild the wrong way, which is okay because there's nothing over here. But I do have some butternut squash that are doing really well. And then on the other side of my palette, I have 2 zucchini plants that are doing very well. Oh my, that guy is pretty big. So I'm gonna have to get out here and harvest 3 pumpkin plants that are over here as well. And then on to my spaghetti squash. These are doing phenomenal. I'm excited. I have not ever ate those before. Really excited to get those baked, carve them out, and have some spaghetti squash. All of these are melons of some sort. And then I've got the spaghetti squash that are just hanging everywhere. So really quick, this inside, I really thought it was a smart idea. I'm not so sure it's so smart now. But in the middle of this, I thought that the melons and the squash were going to hang perfect on my trellises on both sides, and then plant a second round of potatoes through the middle. But as you can see, my squash and zucchini plants have taken the inside as well. So I'm a little bit worried and concerned that they're not going to make it. And as well, at the end, as you can see, I have planted some carrots that are not getting sunlight. And so we're going to see from there what happens. Hopefully I still get some potatoes. These the worms got these. I think I have it under control. I don't see any more. I kind of treated for them before the rain, so now that the rain is gone, I'll be treating them again. But these are my Brussels sprouts, and they're doing really well. And I have 3 plants. I'm the only one in the family that likes Brussels sprouts, so I'll just be freezing those. And on to my peppers. My pepper plants are doing really well. This is called a candy cane red pepper, and I have got a ton. I think I see about 10 of them on this, so that's doing well. Then I actually just picked a few of these, but if you can see, this is called a giant Marconi, and they're Italian, so I just picked a couple of those, and I actually pickled those in with my pickles that I did with some onions. And let's see, I have 4 eggplants that are in the center of my peppers. This is the little red cherry hot peppers. I've got 3 plants of these. These are good I use them just for pickling. I grew a few last year, and those are really good. Ew, and let's see, we've got a jalapeno plant in there. They're doing really well. Let's move that. There we go. We've got some of those for my husband's salsa. And these here, this plant right here looks like they would be hot. This is called an imposter, and they're yellow peppers. They are sweet peppers, so definitely hits the word imposter. Then I have got, it looks like I got a few yellow. Oh, there's a few yellow, if you can see it down in there. I've got red bell peppers. I've got yellow, and then orange, and then I've got green, and the other ones that you've seen. Okay, on to what is called all of my tomatoes, all of my indeterminate tomatoes. I can't name off all of the varieties, but I have some huge tomatoes that are looking so good. I'm just waiting on a pink one, and oh my, look at that, a spider. Good thing they're not ripe, and I'm not sticking my hand in there for sure, but they're great for the garden. So let's see, I have got rose indeterminate tomatoes in here. I have got some Belgium Giants. I also have some Abe Lincolns and some black from Tula. I have black Krim, and look at this bad boy. That bad boy is fitting in my hand. He is huge. Let's see, Marion. I have got some Easy Cascade, and let me see, I have pink ox hearts in here, and I also have a couple of cherry tomato plants. I think I have 4 or 6 of them, and one is a Sun Gold, which I'm so excited to try. I heard they're so super sweet. So looking forward to that. Then I also have a cherry, I think it's a 100, that is really yummy. And I have a yellow pear that's in here. And oh, and don't forget the Gobstopper. I am so excited to try that. So excited. So guess what? I just found my first pink tomato. I am so excited. I have waited and waited. He is a beauty. Oh no, he fell off. Isn't that crazy? I'm gonna have to take him inside. And oh, look. Okay, so I'm still happy that they're gonna One has changed color. I've waited forever, and everybody that I have donated tomato plants to this year are thanking me because they have red tomatoes. So, let's see. I have some zucchinis that are just going crazy since the rain, and I'm going to show you some of the production. It is wonderful. So, there is one, there's two, oh my, there's a third, if you can see that one down in there. Then the other plant I have got, there's one, and let's see, over here I actually have some straighten up. I have two of those plants, and I probably have, there's 3, 4, 5, and then one on the ground over there, which I can't get to because these plants are so huge. But I am loving this first year's huge garden. These here, along here, are melons, and then up top over here I have got 4 plants of acorn squash, and I'm going to make it over there to them because I want to show you, and I want someone to let me know if this is an issue or if it's just a different variety. But I have got, it was like going through a jungle, but it's so beautiful. I have one here, one acorn. I have the second acorn, and then I have my third acorn. My fourth one is very yellow. I'm not sure what's going on. Most of my acorns are they're falling off, and they actually look like they were pollinated. Only just the one has a bad, but they're just all hanging out at the bottom, so I don't know. And there is not one attached to this plant, so I'm a little concerned why he's not producing and he's a different color. So if anyone knows, my comments are now legit. You can put your comments down below. I know my first video I did not have them on, so I am so sorry for that. So there are my cherry tomatoes that are over there, my 4 different varieties of those, and then more melons that are growing up the fence line. And then I actually have a volunteer in the garden, and like I said, our garden was half the size. Now it's like twice the size of it was last year, but we had taken out some grape vines and from the previous owners, and hopefully we get grapes, but they came back, so I'm kind of really excited about that. So that is it for today. I want to thank all of you for watching, and hopefully that you're learning something. If there's anything that you want to see, anything that you would like to ask, like I said, I'm definitely not a pro. I am learning. I'm learning with everyone, and I hope that you're learning with me. So until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.